Okay.
So, this is week 3 of 30 to 30. And I am here with my best friend, person who knows me the most probably, Kewing. How you doing?
Hi, Erwin. Yeah, I'm good.
So I just wanted to make a video asking you questions and seeing how you're doing. Because, I wanted to dedicate this to you.
Oh, that's so sweet. You sure you didn't just need content?
I mean, Kewing was literally 70% of my videos for 25 to 25.
I was a reoccurring character, yes.
Yeah. So I don't do interviews. We're having no interviews, but I'm trying to get better at that. So I'm assuming that for someone who doesn't know you, the first thing they want to know is
why is that man so wide and aggressive? I own it, it's fine. I can knock down many doors.
Yeah.
One door. But that's one more door than many people.
So what is it that you do for a living, I guess, for work?
Oh, I'm a teacher. So I get a real kick out of that. I actually enjoy my job a lot. Imagine working a job you don't really care about. I could never. Yeah, I always wanted to be a teacher ever since birth. I was always a big egghead. I love attention.
Mm-hmm.
And
What do you mean egghead?
know-it-all, a little bit of a know-it-all. Everybody that ever knew me in the comments being a little bit. I can't control it. I just can't stand errors in my vicinity.
You're doing a teaching program and a master's thing at the same time, right?
I am a full-time teacher.
Okay.
Right, but I'm also getting my degree at Hunter. So I'm getting a Gen Ed 7th through 12th special education degree, which means I am a special education teacher for all general subjects from grade 7 through 12. So special education in schools is mostly referring to things that are individual needs for students. If you're a SPED student, right, you technically have an IEP. That's across the board with those, right? You have an individualized education plan. A special education teacher, or a need for it, is just to patch up what someone before did not get to help you with, right?
Okay.
So you might be struggling with math, you might have a reading or writing disorder of some sort, and it gets in the way of you meeting the grade level. And that's where special education and the special education teacher comes in. What do you teach? I'm listen, whatever I gotta teach though, to get to where they be. But thankfully I'm in math, right? So shout out math. I'm a whole hypocrite, y'all. I did not like math growing up because many people, right, I thought I was just not good at math. My co-teacher is the most amazing, wonderful woman in the world. I love you, Miss Tawanda. She would be so embarrassed right now. She's so dedicated, and the way she wanted to help out those students was so infectious. Even though I was grumpy and everything, I'm I don't know no variables, I don't know none of this. I just got caught up in the energy, right? Math is one of those things where you teach a skill, and then you keep practicing it. And then I give you problems to show me that skill. Who better to teach a kid that's confused than someone that really dead thought that he could not do math for a while?
Right.
That's how I feel about it.
So I know you as a writer, because you write, and you tell me all your stories.
Allegedly.
Tell me about your relationship with storytelling.
When you think of a bookish child, right? Losing themselves in a library or, the carpeted floor in Barnes and Nobles, right? I was very much that awkward loser kid who, social interactions just was not clicking. I was just not pleasant sometimes, and I wouldn't get things right. So I would read a lot of books. Some people hated RPGs that had long cutscenes and dialogue. I love that stuff.
I learned English with RPGs.
Yes. I feel
specifically Tales of Symphonia, shout out.
Yes. I know you hate the SATs and they're slowly weakening its power, but I did really well on my SATs, specifically because of games like Golden Sun and reading item descriptions and flavor tests on Yu-Gi-Oh cards. For the longest time, I hated effect monsters because I was you're not expanding my vocabulary. All right? Bring me some Alexandrite dragons so I can read the lore. But that's what happens, right? When there's lore lying around, kind of want to make sense of that world and piece it together. So that was kind of my relationship with reading. And then with storytelling, I was like in this storytelling competition way back in like 4th grade or 5th grade. I don't know why, but like they pulled me out of class, and I think it's because I had like some kind of speech therapy when I was like very young. They let me join a storytelling competition where I would get on stage in front of like the audience and tell them a story. And you were basically reciting a story that you already read. Okay. And it was just a matter of like delivering to the audience the proper way, making sure that the story is the audience is captivated. Only time I ever liked public speaking, ever. Well, I like it now because I get to teach and they have to sit at the desk and pay attention to me. But that was something that I really liked. I always liked the idea of like performing for people. So like dancing, singing, all that stuff wasn't for me. I'm a ride or die, you know. I'll be the one cheering the loudest, but like you're not gonna get me on that stage now. So that was like storytelling for me because you're sharing something with an audience. You're like building a world for them, and someone's gonna get lost in it. I love the immersion of worlds where people can kind of just escape this one for a bit. Because the thing is, then you come back to this world carrying some lessons from the conflict and trauma of someone that doesn't have to be you. You know, like I learned, you know, don't be a dick to your friends from Harry Potter. Because I was like, I will never be that obnoxious, no matter how traumatized by my parents' death and being chased by like, you know, Wizard Hitler I am.
Yeah.
I enjoy writing things I wish I had read. Honestly, like that's the thing. Like if there's something out there that you don't, like you want something that's not out there, make it, right? So I tend to write stories that I would have liked to have seen a little bit more of. I cannot stand it when the girl characters are like trash or like to the side or not doing anything important. Like I'm that kind that like from season 1, I said that Carol in Walking Dead was gonna be somebody, and everybody was talking mad smack. And I was like, listen, they better do something with her. And they did. And that was it for me. I was raised by women my whole damn life. And like, I think my mom's pretty amazing and she's in no way mannish. So like, you know, those people get to be heroes too.
Okay, so you're doing your master's.
I am.
And you're teaching full time.
Yeah.
And you're also into writing. And I also know that you're into cooking.
Why are you putting this out there?
Because it's about you.
More allegations. So my mom is a very good cook, like highly talented. Like I don't go to Dominican restaurants because they don't cook like my mother. Her white rice is a meal itself.
This is true.
My favorite meal from her is like just like green peppers and eggs and like black beans and white rice, just like. And then I left home and I went to Bard and I'm eating the cafeteria food on a regular basis and I'm just like, this is not good for my heart, not good for my soul, not good for my lungs, not good for my body, not good for my skin. Just inferior food everywhere I looked. And Erwin, no, I was not a cook back in college at all.
Yeah.
What would we end up making?
The mac and cheese?
That was like the best thing we ever could accomplish. My best dish was mac and cheese with a little bit of sugar sprinkled on top.
That was okay. I liked it.
Because you couldn't mess it up. My mother's a really good cook and she made it look so simple. So when I got into the kitchen that first time, I was like, I mean, it's not that hard. I've been seeing her do this for like 15, 20, 19, 20 years. And I get in there and I try to make some chicken. Yo. The first time I failed with chicken, I think my family knows about this because my cousins laughed at me forever. It smelled like this. I didn't rinse it. I put the tomato sauce. I didn't know. My mother did all these steps without me noticing. And also, I would like to go on record, people that do not wash their chicken, nasty.
Yeah, you kind of should wash the chicken.
Like you just letting it sit in death juices. Now, I'm not vegan again.
Right, you were vegan for a while, right?
I was like in pockets. Like it'd be like 6 months here, 6 months there. Yeah, there was one time at Bar where I spent a semester just eating food that loves me back. It was a raw food diet, so you don't eat any food that's been heated over 108 degrees, which is sunlight. Shout out to my client people. I love the client crew. They were,
Yeah.
the people that cook there are very sweet.
Yeah.
I'm sorry you had to deal with so many entitled assholes. But I was always nice to my people. Like, I fuck with Klein. But I would go to Klein and they would have a rule where like 2 fruits per person. I'm like, oh, you don't understand. I understand you have unlimited pizza and all these riches, but I only eat the fruit. So can I take them all? And it was a struggle. They were like, well, I'm not sure. I'm like, listen, I eat apples. So I need all these apples. Cause the other thing is too, is like physiologically, physically, in the body, right? Eating nothing but fresh fruits and veggies does something to you. I don't know if it was like the clean eating or the malnutrition, but like I was always very like airy and happy. I would eat tomatoes just like, I tried to eat like turnips that they had on display and just like chomp them.
Why did you do it?
Because I do like animals at the end of the day. It's a lot easier to be less harmful to the world. There's a lot more access to like almond milk. First of all, like back in the day it was just soy. So like I was drinking soy milk before that, and you know the puppies were just expanding. I couldn't, too much estrogen. Or maybe I was just getting fat because I wasn't eating right. Because when I was like vegan and not raw vegan, I was like, oh, Oreos are vegan? Oh, yeah.
Right. The vegan trap of like eating food that's actually not good.
Right. But like with raw vegan, you don't run that risk, except you miss out on everything else. Right?
Yeah.
I do not recommend. I mean, you can do it once in a while. I'm not going to tell you what to do.
This has been week 3 of 30 to 30. Thank you so much, Kewing, for doing this interview with me. How you guys got to know my best friend, basically. I mean, you are my best friend. And is there anything you want to tell your future self?
Keep remembering that you can do things. Don't let yourself not do things just because you think it's not for you. That's for everyone, actually. Tell everybody that. Can I tell everybody that?
You can tell everybody.
Yeah, stop letting people tell you what you can and can't do. Basically, don't be afraid of like letting yourself shine just because you're afraid of like what might be the results of it. Put yourself out there. Stop being so cynical. Like it's not that deep. Not everybody's like out to get you. It really ain't. Like some people just don't know better. Be patient. Regard each other favorably. And if things are more difficult, that's fine. It's difficult, but ultimately more rewarding. That's how I really do feel about some things.
Yeah, it's like when you struggle with it, you learn a lot from it.
Yep.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to see this.
Yeah, me too.
But in the meantime, you guys can go and hit that like button and subscribe for the next episode of 30 to 30. That would be great.
Like and subscribe. Subscribe should be around here somewhere, and then like should be around here.
You gonna put it on my face?
I could. You want it on your face?
Don't do that.
Like and subscribe.
All right. This has been Erwin Says Hello, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye. I gotta do your own outro for you. I think I just did
I was
the
gonna
outro
do
for
it.
you.
I was gonna do it, but you know.
I had to give you a better one.